But your personal transformation was a catalyst for your coaching journey, which you were just sharing. Can you share the moment you realized you had to leave that relationship and what gave you the strength to step into the unknown? So you did touch on that, but can you maybe go a
Mhm.
little deeper?
So what was the last drop? Because
So the
sometimes
last
it's little and sometimes
it says, can you share the moment you
yeah,
realized that you had to leave the relationship and
yeah.
what gave you the strength to step into the unknown?
Mhm. I realized I have a superpower since I became mum. So it
Oh.
was the strength which it was no longer about me. It was about my children, where I could not see the boundaries about myself and I could, just accommodate, compromise. I'm like, that's okay, that's okay, that's okay. So I wasn't, let's say, objective in that situation, me versus you. But
Right.
once I was stepping away and it was about my children, I could have a little bit more perspective on what is fair and what is not fair. And I have
Mm.
a daughter from previous relationship, and once he was starting to put rules over how often I can see my own daughter, I realized that this is too much and it is a control. It is trying to isolate me from others. So I went and looked through the education, the power of control, or sometimes they call it a purple book, the dynamics of the abuse. So there's a lot of information on internet which you can Google, and I'm just trying to put the things together: financial
Mhm.
control, the sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse. Like there's types, and you can have a look which ones apply to you, and then you have a look and it's like, oh, okay, it's not one thing. It's not let's say a compliment which isn't really compliment, as an example, like, oh, you look great for a woman your age. So what is that
Yeah.
compliment telling us, right? Is it telling you look good, or you are old? So it's not
Mhm.
double-handed compliments, or let's other things. Like it's all together. So there's a whole pie of what is going on. And once I realized, like, it's complex, it's not me being confused, it's me being in this situation where I'm trapped in, and when it's been played out for a long, long time. So, and without me noticing, without me being conscious of those little changes,
Mhm.
I realize it will be hard to get out because of the financial aspect, and we've been through it. And then started me uh thinking, like, how do I do this? There's a study done that it takes 6 attempts for a
Mhm.
woman to escape such a situation. I was just thinking, I don't have 6 attempts, because once you try, that person will trap you even more, like tracking you, or like getting
Yeah.
inside your phone, or like there's extremes,
Gets
right?
worse.
Yeah. So I was thinking, now I have just one go. Like have to,
Mhm.
I have to take a yeah take one once. So it was no longer about me, it was about my children. And where I found the courage was that I didn't do it for myself, I did it for them. I knew that what is on the other side is bigger than my fear of short discomfort. And that's turned the whole perspective on the short-term discomfort versus long-term gain for the freedom for me and my children.
You explained that so beautifully. I love how you dialed in though, and that, so much of this is self-awareness. And I talk about that so much on the podcast that you got to have the self-awareness and you explained it. And I love how you said, you didn't see the boundaries until you had your children. And then you
Mhm.
got a different perspective because
Mhm.
the mama bear came out in you and you were
Yeah.
protective. I love that. And that's, and I know that there's a lot of moms out there that they may see that, but they aren't able to yet make that choice. Or
This is not advice for everyone, and sometimes
yeah,
that saying it's safer. My circumstances were unique, so I'm
right.
not saying everyone should do the same. Yeah, thank you for
Correct.
pulling that out, because everyone is different. Everyone has a different level of what is safe and what isn't safe.
Right.
Some women are so brave for staying for the children. They
Right.
can have different aged children, and they can have different age or different level challenges in the relationship, right?
Correct.
Because maybe the abuse is towards her, but not towards children. So
Mhm.
they have to play a different role. So it's not a general advice. It was just my
Right.
circumstances.
Right.
But
It
yeah,
was your
thank you for
story.
pointing that out. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize I was doing that, but you're right. And yeah,
Mhm.
because 'cause we're not saying that this is the one all, and I wasn't thinking that that's what
Mhm.
you were doing. You were sharing your story, and you were
Mhm.
I just love how you
Yeah.
thought you forward thought through everything you did. And that's the point
Mhm.
I'm trying to make, is how important that
Mm.
is, because it's so hard to, when you're, because you were in survival mode, right? You were
Mhm.
100% in survival mode. It's really hard to think clearly
Mhm.
and really think beyond the next minute when you're in survival mode.
Mhm.
And I just want to commend you, because you were able to do that. And that is what we need to do, is we've got to take that moment and think about
Mhm.
the whole picture and forward think like what you did.